And we are live. So today's Ask Karen. What we're doing here really to stream into the groups is well, I'm sure a lot of people are having similar challenges. So the idea is that my guest will ask a question that's going to not just help them with their particular business, but if anybody else is having the same challenges, then it's going to answer the question for them too. So, Sequoia, if you could share with the audience a little bit about who you are, what you do, who you help, and share a bit of your story, please.
Okay. Well, my name is Sequoia. A lot of people call me Koi. I like to call myself a creative healer. I'm an artist as well, amongst other things. And I really like to help people see the importance of creativity, how it connects with your spirit, how it livens your spirit, and really gets to know different types and parts of who you are. And I created a business that really gives soul nourishing activities and rituals that you can do to help you along your healing process. I usually help a lot of people that are going through a healing journey, a spiritual journey, or a creative journey, some type of journey that is waking themselves up to certain blocks that are in their life. We all have those journeys, but a lot of times we're not aware of it. And that's kind of how this business started for me, because I was going through something in my very first business and I was draining myself. And long story short, I came to a burnout because I was overexhausting my creative power. I was not getting anywhere, and I really wasn't in tune with myself the way that I should have been. So I really don't want anybody to experience that. I really want them to help. I want to help them really make decisions that feel good and really help them see their unique creativity within them to really help guide them through this journey we call life. So, yeah, that's what I
Love
do.
that. I mean, I think that's really, I love the way that you're combining more, because I know you said when we talked before about you're helping them create stuff. So I suppose it's going back to where we are so used to using the left brain, and it's all the thinking and planning and like you said, like with your own job, you've got burnout, and actually it's when we calm,
yes,
and get more heart-centered and do the things that we genuinely have a passion for doing and being creative, and wallop, all of a sudden the answers start popping up from
yes,
from nowhere, but it is somewhere, obviously. And so
absolutely.
what a wonderful way to help people is connecting more with their heart and being more creative. So you're working on that side of things.
Yes.
Love that. Love that. So what do you have? I know before we get to the question, but I know you've created something. So what do you have on offer? How do you run this with people?
Okay, so I have a new offer that is called Affirm Your Creativity. And this helps pretty much all of my service combined in one because it's a package. And we discover creative processes that can really help alongside with your healing, right? So like for me, I love cards, and cards have shown a way for me to self-reflect, take time to reflect on things, as well as this awareness that comes up when I pick a card for my day. And we're creating a special way to like have your own morning or night ritual, because the consistency is needed to actually really help, go through your process and expand on your growth. So we develop things like that. I introduce you to some chakra healing as well. And simultaneously, as we're working through the blocks and the goals that you're creating, we're also working on this affirmation card deck that you walk away from the program with an actual professionally printed one once we complete the process. So that's a little offer that I have for you, or for people that are interested and are watching.
Fantastic. So they'll get their own, what they've created in
Absolutely.
their own pack.
Yeah, and that's just, when you create things, you have that magic and your essence infused in it. So like, why not see words of encouragement of your own? And I help you through that too.
100%.
Yeah.
Love that. It really is combining, and it's interesting you said. I mean, I love the idea of. I think having some kind of ritual, because as we all know, and even anybody in business, nothing happens overnight. It is from the consistent things the actions and behavior patterns that we have. And if we're not where we want to be right now, that would suggest that maybe the things that we have been doing consistently up to now are not serving us.
Yep.
So, and we know how hard it is to create a new habit, right? It can be difficult. So putting it where you creating a ritual, I love it, because I think it's going to help people keep on, right? It's going to help them keep doing that thing that they need to do, which is really, I suppose, just
exactly
being at peace and actually doing nothing in a way, but you are doing something, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's kind of like the definition of patience in a way, like sometimes we think that we have to not do anything, but we are doing something. We're moving forward towards our goals. So.
The power is in the invisible, in the space, in the calmness, in the nothingness.
Yeah.
But we have become such human beings that it's all action oriented. We've got to do. We think we've got to do. And you've proven it to yourself by having burnout. I think probably a lot of people in these groups possibly have experienced something along those lines at some point or other.
Yeah.
And actually, it's in the undoing of things, isn't it? It's in that. It's amazing how it's like, why have we got it so wrong? But again, it's because it's all been left brain, think about and plan and do. And actually what you're teaching is the opposite, which is what we all need, which is the heart-centered and love that. Fantastic. So I know you had a question. Well, I know, and I was going to put the whole question in as you put it in your email. So would you share with the audience what your question was?
Okay, so my question was, I'm figuring out like what's the best way to promote your business if you don't really have a defined target audience? Because when I started doing this, I'm like, oh, this is for everybody. But then I started analyzing and I'm like, wait a second, with business, it actually is better to, define it. But I don't really have a defined target.
You don't have one. And can you understand why it would benefit you to choose a specific niche? Can you see what the benefits of that is?
I do understand the benefits, because it's like it's not new, but at the same time, when you are starting something new, I feel that it's like it's easier, or it can flow better to direct that intention.
Totally. And I think what happens is, or I can say from personal experience as well, is when I've created things in the past and it has been very left brain and I've got to think and plan and do, it can come from a scarcity mindset, as in, well, I want it's for everybody. And if I just aim my marketing at that person, I might miss out on a sale on that person. Does that make sense?
It does.
Whereas when you have complete clarity and the confidence in what you have is going to solve the problem for that particular person, I feel that it's a lot easier to then even the way you talk, the things you talk about, the words that you use, everything will resonate with that one person, as opposed to trying to generalize and then nobody's, you know what it's like. You know what it's like if you're scrolling through Facebook, right? And it's something very generic, you probably just scroll through. If it's something that's specific to you, you're going to stop. So
Yeah.
rather than trying to be everything to everyone and actually nobody then seeing or hearing it, if everything is aimed at, so like you just said, that really laser focused, everything is aiming at that one particular person. You know, there's lots of trainings out there when they talk about creating your avatar and almost describing it, and you can even put a face to it, so you're just speaking to this one individual, because then they will also, if you put yourself in their position, and if they're hearing something that's really, you feel like, oh, she's really talking to me, it's going to make there's going to be more of a connection with, say, a cold lead. Is this making sense?
It's making a lot of sense. Like, I'm really taking in the words, because for the longest, I've always heard like a group of people. And then I know my group was really big. And then I'm like, all right. But now that like I keep hearing that one person, though, that sounds more defined. Like
one person. And then obviously, you know, other people are going to, you know, sort of, you know, it's going to connect with a certain group of people. And it's just really, I think, having the confidence that, okay, this is perfect for that one type of person. And it'll be easier for all your copy, all the copy that you're going to be writing, all the whole marketing message is aimed at what, rather than, well, I could do one for that and one for that. Oh man, too much work as well.
And you know, this is bringing me back to the burnout, almost like trying to serve other people. And part of my journey has really been as well, like simultaneously, because the people that I meet reflect what I'm going through as well at times. You know, that's what healing happens like that. So yeah.
Absolutely. And that, I mean, so that is definitely, for me, that is definitely the way forward, to really focus in on one niche. Look, everyone, you know, there'll be other people that, no, it's better to be a generalist. No, it's better to be a specialist. Also, go with what resonates with you.
Absolutely. I love how you put that.
Yeah, and you will, again, you will attract your tribe. You know, I love all these sayings because it is so true. You will attract your tribe. So there was something else around that question, I think.
What was it? Let me see.
Because the trouble, as also, which I would like to say, is what you just said earlier about, you want to serve others, and this is what I feel.
Okay.
Just going by the people that I've interviewed in the past in this space, whether they're healers, therapists, a little bit woo-woo, a little bit more physical, a little bit more, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But when people are in the business of serving others, again, very good at giving. Give, and like you said, burning out. So yes, even for your own energy, maybe, yes, it would probably be better for you as well to just serve one particular group of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I really feel that sinks in, because that one person can also, you know, if it needs to, it might wave out.
It doesn't mean you say no. You don't come into my category, so sorry, I'm not going to help you. It just means that your marketing, it just means that everything that you do when you're promoting your product it's just a lot. It will flow more because the focus is there. Somebody else might pick up on it who's not necessarily in that group, but for some reason it resonated with them, and that's great, isn't it? But I think for ease, for the whole thing, to be in alignment would be, just choose one group.
Okay, I love that, because I think the other question kind of is similar, because I was talking about services. If you have a lot of services, like, should you stray away from, like, should you talk about them each time, or should you just kind of drive in and focus on that one thing that you really want to promote
Right.
and give.
Well, so how do you feel if you go into a shop and you want to buy something and there are so many options? I don't know about you, but if there's too much, I get a little bit overwhelmed, don't know where to start. And then, so if you relate that back to business, I know personally, if I'm confused or overwhelmed, I don't do anything. So if you want people to buy your thing, whatever it is, again, and I do think possibly that could come from, again, I've done the same of, well, not everybody might want my whole package, but they might want a little bit of it. So again, it's a scarcity mindset. Because I'm worried that, well, they might not want all of that, but if I can offer them this or this or this or this, but it is creating confusion. Again, I think it's being confident in what you have, and rather than trying to sell something, you're actually offering a whole solution for somebody rather than bits and bobs, which, you know, as you said earlier about the consistency of like doing a ritual, we all know that somebody comes and just buys one thing. Is it going to change their life? No, not a one-time event. So they might need more of a package to create the consistency for their own healing, right?
Absolutely.
So that they actually get better results. So are you serving them better by just offering them a little bit, or are you serving them more by offering the complete package because you know what the end result will be? Does that make sense?
It makes sense. It does make sense. And like you're saying, the confidence, because I've been speaking about the Affirm Your Creativity, but then, you know, sometimes I'm like, well, maybe I should do X, Y, Z, but it's really just honing in, and because promoting has been such a wild experience, but it doesn't have to be all that razzle dazzle. It just can be a conversation like you're telling me.
Absolutely. Keep it simple, and especially, you know, you're intuitive, you're in touch with the powers that be.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean, always what resonates with you, but that would definitely be my recommendation for anyone. Start with one thing. You could offer, the only thing that I would say to offer, you could offer like a lower cost, the same thing, but maybe a lower end package, you know, a higher end package. They get a little bit more, but basically the thing is the same.
Yeah. Okay. I love that.
Well, thank you. Well, it's been lovely speaking to you. And I hope that helps any of the listeners out there as well, whether you've been having the same challenge. And so the link will be up there, won't it? If you want to get in touch with Sequoia. So thank you for your time, Sequoia, and the rest of you. I will see you again with Ask Karen. Bye.